peace, peace. Come on, man. Be careful.
Oh,
Yeah.
peace, peace, peace. Rami, and Cam Solo. I have a question. At the end of the movie, at the end of the
you said hi. That's
hey,
all you
Daddy,
got.
no, I didn't say hi.
Yes,
I didn't say hi.
You did.
I said Rami
Peace. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Get to it. Thank you. Love you too, man. Mm-hmm. No. We're gonna get started in a second. Just gonna get myself together here. I had a clip I wanted to cue up right there. There we go. Get that going. Got that going. Bam. All right. Here we go. All right. Got things together. All right. Peace, 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 peace. I'm Rami Salamel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. How to deal with Moorish bullies. So this is for a bunch of people. This is for people that may be dealing with Moors, dealing with individuals who identify as Moorish American and who are bullying them. This is for Moors who are doing the bullying. This is for Moors who see people who see Moors bullying, but don't really approach them, don't say anything, and just kind of sit on the fence and watch it take place. Um, First and foremost, it's wrong to bully people, whether you're Moor or anybody. You shouldn't be bullying people, intimidating people for whatever reason. Um, that's not correct. As it relates to Moors in particular, it's too many. I've seen too many Moors, too many Moorish Americans, too many Moorish, however they identify themselves, attacking other people, whether it be based on another person's religion, usually if they're Christian or they believe in Jesus. Um, uh, they attack brothers and sisters who identify as Black or African American, and are very overzealous in saying you shouldn't call yourself Black and you da 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 da. Um, and they even attack Moors. You know what I mean? And so we gonna deal. They attack other Moors because those Moors have a different perspective or don't agree with everything that they say, or don't follow their every beck and call and believe every word that comes out of their mouth. So they turn and start attacking Moors. Uh, all of those situations is not cool, and I want to deal with them. Peace, peace to Tony's Bay. And if you have any, and peace to Yannicka Bay, peace to True King, peace to everybody else watching. If you have any questions, please drop it in the chat or you can email me, iamhhtemple@gmail.com. Um, let's address the obvious, the elephant in the room. Um, it's a Moorish individual up in Canada who identifies himself as Kujo Awal, who calls himself a Grand Sheik. Um, he is one of the main people that I've seen doing a lot of the bullying um, towards Moors, towards people in general. Um, and it's not right, it's not righteous, it's not noble, it's not honorable. Um, but and he's done specifically towards me, my family, my children, me as an individual. And through this whole process, it's really helped me understand how to deal with people like that. You cannot um, drop down to that level. You know what I mean? You cannot, regardless of how disrespectful that individual or any Moorish individual may be towards you. If you're more, especially, we got to stick to our principles. We have to be honorable. We have to be noble. So even if somebody is bringing hate and disrespect, um, and talking evil and being real mean towards you, whether it's because of your beliefs or your position on a political issue or some social issue or whatever the case may be, don't drop down to that level and return that same kind of evil energy towards him or whoever it is, because that's not helpful. And in my experience, those individuals, that's what they're actually yearning for. They have something really deep down within themselves that's wrong. You know what I mean? That they are not dealing with inside themselves, and it's hurting them. Um, and rather than deal with that, they project that anger and that pain out towards other people. And so the first thing I want to say is don't give in to that energy. You know what I mean? Don't be disrespectful back towards that person. If you can, still be respectful and kind, and compassionate towards them, regardless of what they say towards you. You know what I mean? Because what someone else does towards you, that's going to be the actions that they have to live with, and they're going to receive karma and be judged based on that. But how we respond to it is what we're judged, and what we receive our karma and our consequences for. So we got to keep that in mind. Yeah. And also, we have to set an example for other Moors out there. How are we supposed to distinguish ourselves? If we say that we're Moorish Americans, if we claim that we stand on these principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, you know what I mean? That we're the descendants of these very noble and great people. Well, we got to show it in our actions, regardless of how other people is acting. That's not us. We have to live and stand on our principles. So please remember that. And the first principle is love instead of hate. Love is the key. So regardless of the hate, Cool, I know you're watching. It's still love. Regardless, it's still love. I hope that you heal the hate in your heart and all that evil and that meanness inside of you for your sake. I wanna play this clip now that I've seen. It's very telling. 1 second here.
Definition of white and what is the definition of these different races? Now listen, I'm not gonna keep answering all your questions. You keep ignoring mine. Like you literally ignore. I'm not ignoring no questions. You're not even okay. Let's start with the question I asked you before you asked me this. I asked you what is nationality. I asked you that simple question that y'all always getting on us about. You in our comments, y'all be in our lives everywhere. What's your nationality? What does it mean so we can get to the bottom of it right now? Bro, you trying to play little kid games talking about what is nationality, bro? Brother, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it means. What does nationality mean? So you don't know what nationality? I'm trying to think. You don't know what nationality means. You answered everything. You answered. No, I'm doing this with you, bro, because you answered. I watch you, bro. I know you know better. I know you know better. Okay, brother. I know you know better, though, bro. With confidence. Now that I'm asking, you act like you can't answer. It's a simple question. Teach the people. It's 108 people on live. Tell them what nationality means. I may have it wrong. What does it mean? Now you may have it wrong, bro. What nation do you belong to? What nation?
Now this is a clip from Brother Ben X, and the clip is entitled "Brother Ben X questions a Moorish brother on the subject of nationality." And that's a great example of what happens, I see far too often online in conversations where Moorish brothers and sisters who claim to know, who claim to be so knowledgeable about law and nationality, and claim to be trying to tell people, you know, our brothers that are black, that identify as black or African American, telling them you're wrong, you need to identify as this, you need to claim your nationality. And when he was presented with the basic question, what is nationality? You see, he wasn't able to just simply give the answer. And that's a great example of why we, especially us as Moorish Americans, we have to be more humble. You know what I mean? You got to get your pride and your ego up out of that and stop trying to, be so aggressive with this knowledge that we claim to have. You know what I mean? Rather than pointing the finger at everybody else and claiming what they don't know and how they don't know what they're talking about and how they need to know this, how about we take a look within ourselves? Make sure as an organization, as a group, we know what we're talking about. So that when someone asks a simple question, what is nationality? We can provide an answer and not get stuck and you know what I mean? And that's the pride and the ego. We got to stop trying to bully people. As he said, it's Moors that'll be all in the comments, all on the live stream, attacking them. I understand, and I understand that mentality because of the understanding, because of the information. Some people get a bit aggressive. I used to be aggressive like that with my people, all in the group chat. No matter what the discussion was, I'm trying to bring it back to Moors and nationality and Noble Drew Ali. Bro, you gotta relax. That's what I learned. And that's what I feel as Moorish Americans, as Moorish brothers and sisters, especially if you are working to teach the people, you got to be more humble, got to be less prideful, take your ego up out of that. Stop trying to bully people into this information. We're supposed to be sharing and uplifting, not trying to dominate and prove that you know more than the next person. That's not what this is about. And that comes from the ego. That comes from thinking, yeah, because I got the feds and I know we Moors, or I know more than them. I'm not like them. Nah, but we once were. Gotta humble ourselves. Ah, King Solomon. Read Act 3 of the Divine Bylaws of the Constitution Outlaw and then replay your video. This is an example of somebody, a Moor, trying to bully me right now as we live. Geez, why is there so many exclamation points? Relax. Oh my goodness. Let's read the Divine Constitution and bylaws. Love, Truth, Peace, Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Did you hear that, King Solomon? I'll read that one more time for you. Act 3 of the Divine Constitution for the Moorish Science Temple of America. Are you listening, King Solomon? Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Allah is love. That's beautiful. Is there anything else? Is there some point behind me reading that Act 3, King Solomon? Please, I'm here. I'm waiting. Allah is love, peace, noble kill. The floor is yours, King Solomon. Is there a point? Is there a point in reading that? Oh, you're saying I violated Act 3 several times. I violated. So you're accusing me of violating. You have me read an act where it says to not accuse falsely, and now you're accusing me of something. Okay. This is a beautiful example. I'm gonna show you Allah is truly the best of planners. Let's play this. Let's play this out. Okay, because this and I love this because this can be informative for people who are not Moors who are looking in, and this can be informative of Moorish Americans who are trying to gain some understanding. Let's say I, Rami Salamel, violated some act. I violated a Moorish American law. How am I held accountable? How am I brought up on those charges? How do you get justice? Whoever I harmed, whoever I violated, however I violated the law, how would I be held accountable? King Solomon. Do you know? Anyone else do you know? I have the information. I have the answer. I am not Sway. Peace to Sway. Peace. But I would like to know if you have an understanding or you have a perspective on let's play this out. Let's say that I did violate Act 3. What now? Am I supposed to go to the courts of the United States? So, and that charges no. Okay, so as a Moorish American, how am I brought up on these charges? How do we get justice if I violated some act? Oh my goodness! I synced it. I synced it. Supreme Grand Council. Now, who is the more that's been speaking about the Supreme Grand Council, King Solomon? Don't worry, I'll wait for you. Don't worry, I'll wait for you. While I'm waiting, let me tell you who's been speaking against the Supreme Grand Council. King Solomon, one of the Moorish bullies up in Canada. King Solomon. Also, the leader of the group that is now in jail. King Solomon. What where you at, King Solomon? Now you see, this is something that I would like for you to know about me. I'm a very peaceful individual, but my father and the elders that raised me, they taught me not to take stuff from bullies, not to be a coward, especially towards bullies. You got to stand up for what's right. King Solomon, he tried to bully me, much like Cujo is trying to bully me, but it's not going to work. And I'm not being aggressive. I'm about love instead of hate. Moorish Americans, Moorish American Muslims, we are for peace and not destruction. I don't need to talk loud. I don't need to be aggressive. I'm simply speaking the truth. You feel me? But I appreciate the question and I appreciate the accusation, King Solomon. It was great to help people understand and see live. You feel me? Where is the Supreme Grand Council located? Great question. As of right now, based on all the evidence and my studying and research, there is no active Supreme Grand Council. There is no group of Moorish Americans that are in that body within or in that committee of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And that is precisely the problem with our organization, with our movement. Because we don't have an active and functioning Supreme Grand Council, it's what allows Moorish bullies to exist. Because if we had a Supreme Grand Council, they can make sure that they made an order, a declaration, a notice to all Moorish Americans, this is how we're supposed to operate. And anyone that's going against this is in violation. And they are in charge to hold people accountable. They have the duty and the obligation to supervise and control all the affairs of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Is there any other questions? Oh, and let me speak towards the Moorish bullies that try to bully people who are Christian or bully people who, believe in Jesus or believe in a different faith. First and foremost, and this is why I'm going to get into the text. First and foremost, in the Quran, Circle 7, and Noble Drew Ali brought the Prophet, right? The very last line of this book is we honor all true and divine prophets. The very last line of this book. So any Moorish American, if you see any more that's disrespecting another religion, another person's holy book, or another person's prophet, know that they're in the wrong. Know that they're in complete violation. They're not being noble. That's not honorable. That's not what we represent at all. But as it relates specifically to Jesus or Christians, Noble Drew Ali, matter of fact, let me read this just so I can be precise. Noble Drew Ali spoke precisely to this right here. And this is a writing called The Moorish Science Temple of America. We of the Moorish Science Temple of America, like countless other American citizens, know that we must live together here in America in harmony, friendship, and goodwill, whatever our race and creed may be. It is only from a purely religious standpoint, it seems at this time, that we differ from a large number of our fellow Americans. We believe in and foster the Muslim religion. We believe in the principles of its teachings insofar as they can be adopted to American life. And this is the key part for you. We feel that the Christian religion is all right for those who prefer it. I'm going to say that again. We feel that the Christian religion is all right for those who prefer it. In America, religious freedom is guaranteed all under the Constitution. So again, any Moorish American, any Moorish Muslim that's speaking against Christianity and speaking down on people that believe in the Christian faith or identify as Christian as their religion, they're completely in the wrong. They're going against the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. And on just a very common sense level, the Circle 7 is about Jesus. It literally says in the beginning, this book, and I quote, excuse me, these secret lessons are for all of those who love Jesus. So any Moorish American Muslim you see disrespecting Jesus, they going like in violation, not noble, not righteous. And you can tell them that Rami Salam El said that. No, excuse me. You can tell them Noble Drew Ali, according to Noble Drew Ali's teachings, that's what it is. Don't even, you know what I mean? But I'll put my stamp on it. Yeah. We got to stop that. We got to stop the disrespect. We're supposed to be about uplifting fallen humanity, not trying to prove, that other religions are wrong or that you know better than the next religion or look down on other people because of their faith. That's incorrect. The original people, man. God bless, man. That's all I got to say for you, man. Um, all right. Thank you for the question. Noble Nuth Atum Shavek L. So, do you think what you did on that video against Rise of the Moors was right and exact? Do you think that video wouldn't bring them harm? Allah is truly the best of planners. The videos I made about the rise of the Moors and Jamal prior, to be clear, prior to the Wakefield standoff was warning them, the people that supported them and the members of them, that the actions that they were taking were dangerous and could put them in harm's way, possibly jail and prison. I also was making it very clear to anyone else watching that true Moorish Americans are not those individuals because I didn't want the rest of our people being lumped in with those extreme, radical, dangerous ideas, and ideology. Because that's not what Noble Drew Ali taught. That's not what Moorish Americans stand for or represent in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I was advising them they should stop doing what they're doing. I was trying to stop what was I saw was an inevitable situation. Because I learned growing up in Oakland, if you talking that talk, somebody is going to pull your card. And as I get older, that's just how the universe works. When you put out that energy, it's going to get tested. I don't I'm not in control of them. In fact, they said they are not a part of the Moorish Science Temple America at all. They're a completely different organization. Why are you and other people trying to blame me for their actions? The word of the day is accountability. Accountability, not for me. I stand and I'll be accountable for my actions and my words. Are they? Are you? Ah, thank you. That could have been done behind the scenes, not on the public square. That's a brilliant point. Here's the thing that I don't really publicize often. I was in an email correspondence with Jamal several years ago. What was the subject about? The Supreme Grand Council. He was trying to push forward and keep and just get active and do his own thing. I said, hold on. I think we need to make sure everyone is informed before we do any sort of action. He did not agree with my perspective, and he went on his path to create his organization and do his thing. And this was behind the scenes several years ago. But when he went public and was on the internet and all on social media with guns and claiming to be a Moorish American, and then using some of the prophet's teachings to mislead people and confuse people, I said, I have to make sure that I make things clear so that I, nor my family or anybody that I love, nor Moorish Americans as a whole, are lumped in with his radical extreme actions. But again, please stop bringing it towards me. I wasn't the one on the internet with guns. I wasn't the one traveling interstate with guns. All right. No, you probably would have said the prophet was wrong because he was arrested. Green Coyote Bay. No, I wouldn't have said that. Incorrect. And actually, Prophet Noble Ali wrote a letter from jail and said all is well. But you can read the letter for yourself. because man knows nothing by being told. I don't want you to just believe me. But you don't have to put your beliefs onto me.
Excuse me, Daddy.
With respect.
Listen, no, bro, he was in jail.
He got arrested. It's a long story. I'll explain once I'm done teaching, okay? Is there any other questions before I get up out of here? I covered. Oh, I got sidetracked. Respect to Brother Ben X and that video. What I feel, how Moorish Americans, how we should operate is with more respect towards the brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam. And if somebody like Brother Ben X asked him, what is nationality? You could say, well, let's use science and not just what I believe or what I feel nationality is. Let's use the science of etymology and let's look up the word together and see what it means together so we can both be informed. Be a little more humble and learn with each other instead of trying to prove somebody wrong, instead of trying to prove your knowledge. And you see, here comes Mr. Canada, one of the bullies here. Disrespectful towards the Nation of Islam brothers and sisters, disrespectful towards Moorish brothers and sisters, disrespectful towards European brothers and sisters, disrespectful towards everybody. You lacking the love in your heart, bro. And it's clear for all to see. I'm saying this humbly, man, for your own sake. You really should tap in with Allah, man. Work on getting into your higher self and not your lower self. Or not. You know what I mean? Is there any other questions before I get out of here? What about what Taj said? Todd said, Taj said, watch anyone who speaks against rise of the Moors. Okay. Respectfully, Taj Tariq Bey isn't who I consider prophet. He isn't Prophet Noble Drew Ali, whose teachings I follow. Prophet Noble Drew Ali established and founded the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Moorish Divine and National Movement, the one that Taj Tariq Bey got his science and knowledge from. And Noble Drew Ali taught for us to not even carry a pocket knife. If he said not even to carry a pocket knife, there's no way we should be carrying assault rifles, shotguns, pistols, thousands of bullets. So respect to Taj Tariq Bey. I follow the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. And humbly, I think that the rise of the Moors individuals and Taj Tariq Bey and you yourself, Cujo, I think you should get back to the teachings of Noble Drew Ali instead of trying to do your own thing. But hey, we all make our choices. Green Coyote Bay, how many temples have you reached out to about the Supreme Grand Council? Thank you for the question. Every single temple that I saw an address for online, I sent a physical letter to. And the ones that I didn't see an address, a mailing address, if they had an email, I sent a digital copy of that letter to the email. Um, yeah, so I'm doing my best to make sure all the temples are notified because it takes all of us to make it happen. It can't just be some group trying to do this work by themselves. It doesn't work like that. That's not the way Noble Drew Ali established this. Not my feelings or my beliefs or my opinion on it. It's just the facts. Just the facts as it presents itself. You can agree or disagree with the facts, but the facts, this is what it is. Mm. Etheric God, are you planning on helping the brothers incarcerated? No, and I saw this question before. No, it's not a game. That's kind of what I was doing my best to express to them prior to the Wakefield standoff situation. That this movement isn't a game. But am I planning on helping them? The most I can do in terms of help is offer my advice and guidance, which is I think they should stop with the um, radical, extreme kind of ideology or perspective that they've been going forth with. Um, just express humility and, um, do their best to work with the judge or whoever to get as least amount of time as possible. I think at this point, that is the wisest thing to do, especially because several of them have children and they're looking at least 10 years in prison. And so, you know, but that's, it's the most I can do and pray for them. I do that. And I don't know about Moorish defense attorneys. Um, Let me see. Is there any other questions here? Why is there division between the Moors? Ethereal God, you're asking some great questions. Um, it's not the Moors, but it's division between our people, just as it's division between any other kind of people from any other nation. Um, Differences of opinion and experiences in life and beliefs and biases and current situations. I think as it relates to the Moorish people specifically, the biggest division lies with people who want to follow the teachings of Noble Drew Ali, which we consider to be a true and divine prophet, and Moorish individuals who want to do their own thing. Um, and within, on the side of people that want to do their own thing, there's many different versions. And so it looks really chaotic. But really, that's when you get to the root of it, it's people who want to follow the teachings of a true and divine prophet and people who want to do their own thing. You know, Jesus. Okay. Um, I've answered this. I've answered this one more time. I mean, I've answered this before, but I answer it again. Um, Here's the difference again between what you're doing, Cujo, and what I'm doing. The International Asiatic Moorish Hip Hop IAM Hip Hop Temple is a subordinate temple that I created. Subordinate temple of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Subordinate meaning I follow and I adhere the rules of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And this is coming from the teachings, specifically chapter 47 of the Quran, Circle 7. But here's the difference. Remember, I spoke about accountability. Here's the difference. See, I'm not doing my own thing. When I discovered when I understood the Supreme Grand Council, when I finally understood that piece, I stopped. I said, nope, I can't proceed forward with my idea of a subordinate temple until I make sure that I get this understood and this is active and it's functioning properly, because these are the people that will be able to express and explain how I properly open up a subordinate temple, how temples are properly run, where the taxes and dues goes, who's going to be the secretary, the treasurer, who's the supreme grand business manager, who's in charge, where's the accountability, the structure. And you see, I stopped any of the actions of the subordinate temple, the subordinate temple, when I figured out the Supreme Grand Council. And I brought it to your attention, Cujo. But see, you're doing your own thing. And you're embezzling funds, doing your own thing. And when I brought to you about the Supreme Grand Council, you try to deflect. You said it's not important. You said you don't know about it. You wouldn't have an answer. It's the footage is there. See, I haven't moved off of this point since I discovered the Supreme Grand Council. And you, Cujo, have you been paying taxes? Have you been paying dues? But you've been collecting fiat from people. You've been doing your own thing. You've been violating the rules and the laws of Moorish Americans that was laid down by Noble Drew Ali. So no, I'm not doing my own thing. I'm making sure that I'm following the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. And where I made an error, I have no problem saying that was a mistake. I thought I was going about it the correct way. Once I figured out, oh, we got to get this straight. I said, hold on. I'm not afraid to own up and be accountable for my actions. Are you? You ain't even got to answer that. And with that, I think I'll be done. Oh, and last thing, just for the record, the I Am Hip Hop Temple, it was online only, information only. Why? Because I wasn't even sure on how it was run, and I didn't want to be trying to take any sort of funds from people. So it was all free and open so that people could visit the temple from wherever they are, from whatever nation you're from, or wherever you at in the United States or whatever. And it had the Quran, it had the Constitution, it had the Moorish literature, it had the questionnaire, following the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. For the record. All right. Yeah. 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 Oh boy. And so with that, I think we'll close out. I think I'll close out with a little reading of the Quran, Circle 7. But while you're here, Cujo, I think you should open up the Bible, Matthew 7:3. It's a beautiful verse in there for you. But as it relates to the Quran, Circle 7, it says every subordinate temple of the Grand Major Temple is to form under the covenant of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and create their own laws and customs in conjunction with the laws of the Holy Prophet and the Grand Temple. I, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, was sent by the great God Allah to warn all Asiatic of America to repent from their sinful ways before that great and awful day is sure to come. We are trying to uplift fallen humanity. Come and link yourselves with the families of nations. We honor all the true and divine prophets. We honor all the true and divine prophets. We got to love instead of hate. Please understand this. Be a Moorish American watching this. If you're somebody that's not a Moor and you're running into Moors, if they're not moving with love, see, we got 5 principles that we're supposed to stand on: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And if they not standing on that first principle, love, man, oh man, they off. They off the path. You can tell them Rami Salam El said that. Tell them send them Rami Salam El away. You feel me? Love instead of hate. We got to show them the way. See, because hate, it can't get rid of the hate. Nah, only love can do that. Ain't that right? Much love to you all. Thank you for watching. Study Noble Joe Ali. Follow Noble Joe Ali's teachings. And honor and respect all the true and divine, all the true and divine prophets. Peace to Prophet Muhammad, peace to Jesus, peace to Confucius, Buddha, all the prophets. Much love to you. And to the bullies out there, stop bullying, man. It's bad for you. Karma not gonna be good for you, man. Listen, the universe don't like, God don't like that. All that bullying is gonna come back and bite you. Trying to warn you. Trying to warn you.
Bite you in the butt.
Hey now. Chomp chomp. Peace.